Julianne Gento.
Tanakwe, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to start by acknowledging the comments here today by the Associate Minister of Transport, Simon Bridges, who rightly pointed out that there are opportunities to not throw billions of dollars at wasteful projects and have more intelligent, targeted spending that results in the same benefits. So the question is, when will the government apply that logic to its transport spending? Because it's not applying that logic to its transport spending at the moment. Now, yesterday, Mr. Speaker, I asked the Minister of Transport about the cancellation of the Otaki to Levin Expressway. And the Minister said some really intriguing things like, and I'll quote this from Hansard, the Otaki to Levin Expressway is not one of the roads of national significance. Now, far be it from me to question what the Minister is saying, but I do have a report here. Actually, this is from the New Zealand Transport Agency, and it says, Project Update, Roads of National Significance, Otaki to north of Levin. And then it says, right here, Otaki to Levin is a section of the Wellington Northern Corridor Road of National Significance. Now, this document is dated 3rd of July, 2012. So it's very up-to-date and recent, but I'm sure if you go back to 2009, when the roads of national significance were first announced, it was, in fact, the Levin to Airport Road of National Significance. So there's really no way anyone could conceive that the Otaki to Levin Expressway wasn't part of the roads of national significance. Now, what the New Zealand Transport Agency does say is that they've found that the best option is to target improvements on existing state highways because this offers better value for money than building a new expressway away from the existing road. And I think that's very logical. And the government has been able to save $300 million this way, a reduction in cost of 75%. Now, why won't they be applying that same logic to the Kapiti Expressway? Just earlier today, I was on the steps of Parliament, and we saw a community group from Kapiti present a check to the Wizard of Christchurch for $450 million. That is the difference in cost between the Kapiti local connector road that had been agreed by the NZTA, by the community before this government came into power, and the new expressway that they plan to ram through that area at an enormous cost, actually 3 times the cost of a local road, which would achieve the exact same benefits, perhaps greater benefits, at lower cost. So when are we going to see some economic rationality from the Minister of Transport, from the national government, when it comes to transport spending? It's really the emperor's new clothes situation when it comes to transport spending, because I think that perhaps government members don't feel empowered to actually look into the business cases. They just assume that if you throw billions of dollars at a motorway, it's going to result in economic benefit. But I'd be happy to sit down with them and explain why that's not the case. In fact, as the Minister pointed out yesterday, I do have a background in transport economics and have been paid to do research at a very low cost compared to the cost of planning roads that will never be built. But what worries me about what the Minister of Transport said yesterday was that he was going to direct the Transport Agency not to undertake economic research into transport projects. Now, so this is what we're hearing from the government. Rather than spending a small amount of money on research that could save the country hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars and get better economic outcomes, they would rather throw those hundreds of millions of dollars, in fact $14 billion, at building projects that have no evidence, not one shred of evidence that will have a positive impact on the economy. Now that is concerning, and what's worse is that the Minister in question time doesn't even see fit to come in prepared and answer honestly and correctly when I pose him questions, and I have some grave concerns about that. So the Green Party is quite happy to work towards a smarter transport future with the government. We're happy to sit down anytime and have a non-ideological conversation about how we can save billions of dollars. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Colin King.
Thank you, Mr.